Hello Wastelanders, Vlad here. Today I'm going to show you how to build your own little wasteland jungle gym in your Fallout 76 camp. It's going to look something like you see here. So let's jump on in. Our base for today's build is a 3x3 square of foundations, which is 9 foundations total. Now we're going to start things out by building some blueprints so we can place some poles anywhere. I got this trick from Aquanova Play, so if you haven't checked out Aquanova's channel, please do so. It's got some really cool modern camp builds, very creative, and I'll put a link to the channel in the description. Now what we want to do is put down a rug on the snap point for our stair posts. We're going to use 2 stubby ones, the shorter of the selection for the stair posts. We're going to blueprint the 2 stair posts and the rug. And what that allows us to do is now place this set of items anywhere we want on the foundations. So we're going to go to one of our corners and we're going to place the pole close to the edge and offset from the center. I use this foundation with the squares and offset it by like one of the squares from the center and really close to the edge. And then now we're going to grab a conduit, one of the round ones with a little nub, and we're going to place that on top of our conduits. Now we need to make sure that we place this going straight, because if we don't, then the rest of our build is going to be going in different directions, and it's not going to be parallel and line up well with our foundations. So take the time to get this straight. Go ahead and add a longer piece of conduit to that so that you can kind of get a gauge of whether or not you reach the straight point or not. And now let's go ahead and store the little circular conduit, and we're going to replace that with a right angle. And then we're going to grab a short length of the conduit pipe. And we're going to grab one of the tri-point conduits and place it. And from there, we want to grab some of these power connector ones that continue in 2 directions. And we're going to place 4 of those. And we're going to cap it off with one of these circle nubby ones again. And that effectively builds out the swing set portion of our jungle gym, other than the supporting post at the end. Now we're going to remove our long pole that we used to make sure things were straight, and we're going to grab some more of these tri-point conduits. We're going to place 5 of them coming off of our original right angle piece of conduit. And then we'll go ahead and cap that off. To finish the monkey bars, we want to put a short length of pipe in the middle, and then we're going to connect those with the tri-point conduits again, and that's going to complete our monkey bar frame up in the air. Next we're going to go ahead and put in the supporting post for our structure, but this is where you are at this point in time in the build. So go ahead and grab your blueprinted poles again, and we're going to place them at the end points for our monkey bars. And then we're going to go all the way out to the far edge, and we're going to place it so that we have a support for our swing set portion of the jungle gym. And then we're going to just store these rugs so that they're not in our final build. And I'm going to replace these little stubby ones that I put at the end of the monkey bars with right angled ones, so I can put a starting bar at the very end. I should have done that from the beginning, but I used the nubby ones by accident. So we'll go ahead and correct that. And this is where you should be with this point in the build. Pretty much completed monkey bars and a swing set frame. Before we go ahead and finish that, we're going to build our slide portion. We want to grab some angled walls and go put them on the outer center foundation, and then some half walls. Then while we're here, we're going to go ahead and destroy our outside angled wall. We're doing this because I want to put in some picket fencing to fence off this playground, and it won't place with that wall in there. It has a hard time placing even with the wall in there, but if we put a guide up on the other foundation, it will snap to it, and then we can remove it and leave that one in place. From here, we're going to put down a roof to make the slide portion, and then a flat one to make the upper deck of the slide. And then we're going to replace this foundation here with one of the ramps so that we have a way up to the slide. And Now we're going to go back to our blueprinted poles. We're going to go to the front corners of our slide and place our first one on the outside perimeter, remove the bottom stair post when we do that. And then on the second one, we're just going to leave it fully intact. Now we're going to snap in a half wall, a full wall, and then we're going to attach this pyramid roof to the top of that wall. And this is what you should have as a result. We have a fully supported roof. Now we need to have some sort of way of getting up to the monkey bars. So I'm going to use this railing, this vault railing. The shorter side of them is the perfect width to be the stairs up to our monkey bars. So there we go. Those are in place. We'll go ahead and switch this center foundation to a set of dirt tiles so that we have a sandbox in the play area. Now we need to build our swing. So we're going to use this bench as our swing, and we want to use one of the power conduits with the pointing thing so we can actually connect this to the upper ones and it looks like we have the chains in place for the swing. Take a moment to get this centered up and snap a second one to the other side. And now we want to merge these conduits with our bench. And we're going to stand on top of a pressure plate and then place the bench on top of it until we get to the desired level, which is having those conduits right under the bottom portion of that bench. Now we're going to use our camp unit to help float these so that they aren't just sitting on the ground. Who wants a swing that's dug into the dirt? So take a moment, let's grab our camp unit and center it up with the first placement. I'm looking at the side so I know where the center point is for when I go to place this swing bench. And go ahead and line it up with the upper portion, push it forward, and we're going to place it on the camp unit. Now notice once we place this, the bench is going to sink down, and that's why we merged our conduits as far as we did, because if we hadn't gone as low as we did, they would be sticking up out of the top of the bench and then we wouldn't have a clean look. So that's why we merged as far as we did, because placing it on top of that camp unit actually unmerges it a little bit. So this next one we want to make it look like it's in the act of swinging. So we're going to put down a floor safe to put our camp unit on top of, and we're going to push it backwards so it's off center a little bit so that it's in the backward motion of the swing. Let's take a moment and we'll get our camp unit where we want it, and then we're going to go ahead and grab our bench. Again, line it up with the conduits that are in place as far so that this doesn't look like your swing is twisting. And then we're going to move it to the camp unit, place it, and then we're going to connect our wires so that we have our chains in place. And now we have one swing that looks like it's in motion, and we can remove that camp unit. And this is what you should have once you've placed those. It should be very similar to that. And this is our completed project. All we had to do after we placed those swings was switch over to the correct pattern that we wanted for our foundations, and you can decorate as you see fit. That'll do it for today's How to Build video. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for the latest content from Vladministrator Gaming. Until next time, I'll see you in the Wasteland.